Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to share with you our level 1 total body dynamic warm-up for the hybrid class. Now this is a general total body warm-up. It doesn't have to be specific for actually prepping for exercise, although it is a wonderful tool to use that for. You can be doing this warm-up just to wake up in the morning to prepare for work, if you have a manual labor or physically demanding job, before you go for a hike, whatever. This is also actually a protocol I like to use when I'm trying to learn or study, to take a quick break and get my body to decompress and make sure I can maintain focus. So our warm-ups in the hybrid class are typically broken into 3 general chunks, which I'll give a couple examples and get more detail into. First chunk is going to be visual and vestibular training or stimulation. So this can range from tracking particular objects like your thumb with opposing eye movement and neck movement. This can be isometrically holding a position visually while incorporating a little bit of movement. There's dozens of different visual techniques that we can implement to help you focus, increase your strength, your structural integrity and your balance, and make sure that your brain is ready to go for some training. Vestibular is pretty integrated with the visual system. So your vestibular system is essentially the way that your body integrates, big fancy word, proprioception, or where you are in space, to help you regulate your center of gravity and balance. That could look like doing a single leg balance technique, an alternating rhythmic balance technique, and challenging the visual system with that, doing it with your eyes closed or tracking a moving target at the same time. That will help to give you real world balance, because in the real world and in athletics, typically when you're balancing, you're also moving through space and changing your focus or tracking different objects of importance. The second chunk of this is lymphatic blood flow and awareness. Every day in the hybrid class, it'll look like we're taking a little dry shower. We'll quickly rub down the different parts of our body that we're trying to bring blood flow, lymphatic fluid flow, and awareness to help stimulate the nervous system in those areas. And it's a great ritual to get into, because you will start to associate that with preparation for whatever the activity is. And the more you can anchor those behaviors together, the more prepared your body's going to be for whatever it is that you're doing. And then we'll go through some joint range of motion. So this could look like shoulder range of motion with a tight fist. The stronger the contraction and intention in the appendages, that's called irradiation. You're gonna get more muscle activation from distal to proximal, so from the end to the middle. Joint range of motion like this, elbows, shoulders, neck, rib cage, hip, just to get some of the joints lubricated and ready to go for the training that we're gonna engage in. And then finally, integrating all those things together. So these are the actual exercises. Most of these techniques require little to no equipment, but it's a good body weight flow that's going to be specific to the movements that we're engaging in. So you can think of hanging, core exercises, some yoga flow poses, stability techniques, things of that nature, just to tie everything together so we're optimally prepared for whatever activity we're going to engage in. Follow along in our next couple videos, and we're going to break these techniques down and help you guys understand how to program them correctly. All right, guys, if you've made it this far, hopefully you understand the value of doing warm-ups like this, and we've gone into some greater detail. It's time to give you some demonstrations. So we're going to go through this together. First thing that we're going to do is a single leg balance, picking a focal point, and we're just going to shake our head no. So you're not moving your focal point, you're staring at something, balancing on one leg, and moving your head back and forth. This is the visual and vestibular integration. We're going to do 20 to 30 seconds on each leg. Immediately after that, we're going to take vision out of the equation. We're going to do a closed-eyed cross-body march. Reach up overhead, get a little stretch, elbow to knee. So we're getting some good cross-patterning, some good balance. Right after we finish that, we're going to go into some shoulder and hip range of motion. Make a tight fist for the shoulder, long arm, 15 seconds one direction, then reverse it, 15 seconds the other direction, reaching so you feel a good stretch. Get those capsules mobilized. Same thing with the hip. Typically you're going to want to hold on to something so there's not a balance component, but we're just trying to get the femur to rotate in the pelvis. Rest of the body should not move much at all. Again, 15-20 seconds in each direction. Now that we got our vision, vestibular, and joint range of motion dialed in, we're going to wake up our lymphatic system and our blood flow. So you're going to hit your whole body, wake it up, slap it, scratch it, shake it, twist it, bop it, whatever you want to do, but get as much tactile stimulation in your whole torso, legs, hips as you can. That's going to help move lymph and wake up your nervous system, priming your body for the workout. Finally, we're going to get into the actual movements. So this first little sequence is a long reach up. So you're counteracting gravity. Once you get a good reach, you feel that stretch in your back and your rib cage. You're gonna flow down to the ground. You're gonna do what's called a walkout. It's like a little baby bear crawl. Then the ground is lava, hot hands, nice stable pelvis. Walk it back up, stand up. Small steps, pushing the ground away. Keeping your pelvis nice and balanced while you rotate your ribs. Going into the hot hands. We're gonna hit those for a minute. Once you finish the walkout, long reach, hot hands, we're going into a prone lunge with a push-up. So that looks like this. Drop your butt back, spring forward, hop into a lunge position, give me a little rotation, open up your quads, hip flexors and hips, hit the other side. Then you're gonna give me a push-up. Sprawl back, forward, lunge, twist, breathe. Back, forward, lunge, twist. Push-up. Repeat. Now we're getting our knees, ankles, hips, shoulders, all to communicate and talk to each other. Then we're going into a side plank with some thoracic rotations. Stack the legs or the knees. Hips up high. Inhale, scratch your own back. Exhale, rotate up. I like to track my hand with my eyes. Winding up those ribs. Getting the sides of your body to start to talk to each other. We're going to hit that for 30 seconds on each side. Immediately following that, we're going into bridge walks. Do not be alarmed if your hamstrings catch on fire. Tuck your booty under, lift your hips up, toes up. Small walks. Just like the walkouts, but with your legs. Go as far as you can. Slowly bring it back in. We're hitting that for a minute. Once you're finished with that, we're just going to go into a dead hang or an alternating hang on a pull-up bar. Open up the lats, strengthen your grip. Then it's time for a quick 200-meter row, ski, or run. Make an effort to only breathe through your nose, in through your nose, out of your mouth, or in and out of the nose while you do this. You should be able to accomplish it in 12 minutes or less. We'll see you guys in the next warm-up video. Peace.